Hello. Hi. I turn this down. This is a little loud. You can barely hear me. Hello. Hi. Welcome back to Ace Attorney. We are here with what probably will be either the last episode, or the last stream, rather, or the damn close to the last stream. Also, someone called me mid-stream. What the fuck? It's not even mid-stream, it's start of stream, whatever. Hello! Hi, I'm excited. I'm also a little tired. I tweeted this already, but I slept in a little bit. So I'm still trying to wake up, but we are here. And I don't really know what to say. Ah, God. I partially remember what happened last. Oh wait, no I don't. I was thinking Vigil had his fucking panic attack, but that was, he had his realistic depiction of a panic attack. That was last case, so I actually don't really remember what happened. But, what say we jog my memory a bit. Here we go. Alright. Let's just get right into it, because I don't know how to... Oh, right! We did the investigation bit with Shomes. That's what it was. Are we still in that investigation bit, or are we going into the trial again? The unexpected halt of proceedings sent a clamor around the courtroom. But outside the Bailey, already a good start. Where Londoners knew nothing of the secret trial within. It was a typical still night. Then, at a little past 8 o'clock that evening, Mr. Shomes and his partner returned to Baker Street. With a whole fucking banquet, it would seem. 3rd November, 8:07 p.m., Shomes' Suite. Oh my god. I'm not ready to do Shomes' voice. We have returned, my dear fellows. Welcome back to Britain, and thank you for your timely help. So, are we actually in an investigation? Because I don't... Wait, are we actually in an investigation for this? Or are we just, like, back here for a little bit to talk? I don't know. It feels weird if we just go straight back to an investigation. That feels like really, you know, stopping it at the high point, you know? Think nothing of it. I believe you have an even more wearing day than Mikitoba and I know. You could say that. We were on the brink of defeat in court earlier. So this prosecutor, Asogi, had you on the ropes, did he? And he's your best friend, you say? Well, he's more a boyfriend. They're basically giving me... They're giving me the choice. Oh, no. He's not really the man I knew in Japan anymore. Kazuma's changed. Oh no, are we breaking up? Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. Are we breaking up? No! I mean, it's incredible. To think that he'd even entertained the idea of acting as the Reaper's assassin. Well, nevertheless, you must introduce me. After all, I've only ever met the young man as a corpse. Yeah, you did kind of... Well, corpse is a exaggeration here. When all this started, almost 10 years ago now, almost a year ago. Why the how did that happen? Finn, enlighten me. How did I read that as 10 years ago? Bitch, how long ago do you think Kazuma died? Because oh my god, okay, alright. Mr. Shomes still hasn't told us the truth about what really happened back then. About the motivation for what he himself described as a great detective's lie. Now then, I must say, it's really quite a journey all the way to France. Well, it is another country, Mr. Shomes. So, what's news of Judge Jigoku? He died. We took him to Scotland Yard. Investigating detectives there have a lot of questions for the man. I think at this point I'm just going to give the Gregson voice to Mikitoba, because I never remember what Mikitoba's voice was, and it basically just feels like Gregson. So we'll just do that. Fuck it. We took him to Scotland Yard. The investigating detectives there have a lot of questions for the man. Poor Professor Mikitoba. This must be quite a shock for him. Ah, yes. I picked this up at the telegraph office on our way home. What is it? Surely you haven't forgotten already. I put upon you for the matter only yesterday. You put upon me, Sholmes. I had to fill out your telegram to Japan and foot the bill as well. Oh, you've had a reply already? Nope, just lies. What was so urgent though, Mr. Sholmes? Such matters can wait until later. I'm far too hungry for an involved conversation at present. Well, that's good news because I'm in the game again. Woo! Because supper's ready, everyone! Wah! Ah, what a feast it is, and what a feast it is! If I were none the wiser, I'd think the trial were won already. I was gonna say, it's like an entire fucking banquet. Roast beef, kippers, okay, stew, steak and kidney pie, Yorkshire pudding. Tomorrow could be a very long day, so eat up! It just pulls out the gun, just starts aiming it at people. Eat up! Eat your fucking food! Don't forget the vegetables, you... It just like goes insane-o. In that case, I think I'll seat myself just here. This place appears to be the only siege with a helping of pheasant as well. Oh, sorry, Hurley, not there. Why ever not? Are we in set places this evening? Yeah. That place is for Susie's daddy. For me? That's right. I made it especially for you, Professor Mickey. Oh my god, Mickey. I love it. I fucking love it. Yes. I see. Oh, that's terribly kind of you. Oh. Oh no. It's a shame, really. Oh no. Is this Iris's villain arc? Also, I already need water. That's a bold start to the day. Okay. It's a shame, really. What do you mean? That my dad is fucking dead. Well, for a brief moment, I believed it. Oh no. Oh no. That Susie and I were half-sisters, I mean... No. No, Iris, no. Oh. Everyone is reacting. Iris, do you mean... Yes, I know now. I overheard yesterday. Of course she did. I secretly listened into the conversation you had after I tricked you all into thinking I'd left. What? Damn. Master detective raised a master spy, I guess. A misunderstanding arose because of that autopsy report from 10 years ago. But actually, turned out that neither Dr. Wilson nor Professor Mikitoba are Iris's father. Oh, cool! We can tell... Wait, is Sholmes your dad, then? Why would you lie about your dad... Or not your dad. Why would you lie about... Whatever. Yes, about that, Iris. You know, I know. You can't tell me at the moment. Oh, Iris. Fuck you. Just tell her, you dickhead. The pheasant is by way of apology. I'm sorry for eavesdropping. Oh, no, that's quite all right. Then why don't I get any apologetic pheasant? You lied to her first, to be entirely fair. So just who is Iris's father? Probably Sholmes, right? I suppose that's not something we'll be finding out today. It's either Sholmes or, like, if they really want to go quirky, silly moment, it's going to be Gregson. That is my pitch. It is either Sholmes or Gregson. That'd be fucking hilarious, actually, if it was actually Van Zykes. I said it correctly somehow, accidentally. It'd be so funny if it was Van Zykes. That'd be so fucking funny. You can weirdly kind of see it, but I think that's also me gaslighting myself. That'd be so funny if your dad was, like, Van Zykes. That'd be so good. I would love that, actually. Just, oh god, I'm a father? What the fuck? So then, let us dine, while our largely pheasantless plates are still piping hot. A fine idea, Sholmes. It all looks absolutely delicious, and my feet are quite sore from tap dancing.
Eat as much as you like. There are always seconds.
This could be our last chance to ask questions before tomorrow's trial. About that telegram from Japan, and about Kazuma. I can't let this opportunity slip away, but I'm going to because it'd be funny. Why is he fucking curled up like that? Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? Oh, I'm depressed again. Surely it's abundantly clear that I wasn't brooding over Mukatoba's refusal to share his pheasant with me. Nevertheless, I felt the need to withdraw from the social circle for a while and look on with hungry eyes. Huh.
Sorry, Early, but I cooked the pheasant especially for Susie's daddy. Call him Mickey again, it was funny.
Even though I've played the role of father to you for far longer. Okay, lines like that make me think you're not her actual dad. Mr. Sholmes? Could I discuss some things with you? No, piss off. Certainly, my dear fellow, I find myself quite in the mood for a spell of conversation. No doubt, you're hungry to learn more of my deep love of game. I could probably contain my curiosity on that one. Fine. You needn't look at me in that fashion. In what fashion? It seems that before we discuss the pheasant, we have some rather unpheasant matters to discuss. Oh, the pun. Thank you, Sholmes. Let's talk about the telegram first. I feel like that's more important. Or not more important, but, like, I'm used to... Or I'm not used to, but, like, I've known now that, like, you know, you start with the top one because the second one might relate to the top one, and then you kind of spoil yourself, but I don't know. So, what was in the telegram you received back from Japan, then? Ah, this? I thank my lucky stars it arrived in time. Record found as indicated. Duplicate follows. K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. What? Those 4 names? We've come across that exact same list before. Oh, the end of the first game that I didn't stream. Came up in that unforgettable case last spring. Yeah, this was the first game that I didn't stream. What appeared to be a simple case of aggravated murder turned out to be masking monumental intrigue. A plot that involved the sale of British governmental secrets to foreign states, and exposing the means by which those secrets were being leaked. We deciphered a fragment of a message. Yeah, K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. Jeremy Wilson. Joel Wilson, I don't know. But we didn't find the names out until the case was over, and we never did get to the bottom of what they meant. All we knew was that the information had been sent by somebody in the British government to somebody in Japan. Really narrows it down. So why are the names coming up again now? Yes! Where did the sender of your telegram discover them, Mr. Sholmes? I got fucked up with the delivery, I don't care. I have here the message I had wired yesterday. Allow me to read it to you. Enter Judge Jigoku's office, undetective, and investigate telegram records. Expect to... Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Expect to find communication from Britain dated 1 year ago. List of 4 names, need by tomorrow. Naruhodo. I sent it to a detective I know who specializes in clandestine missions of this nature. You asked Inspector Hosonaga to undertake an onerous Yay, entertainment! Woo! Onerous task for you? Of course it was Hosonaga. Why did they pick that specific outfit? With the... I guess that's the only one from this game, right? Because he showed up like that in the first game. And in my name? I wonder what guise he opted for this time. My dear fellows, it was a matter of great urgency, you understand. Couldn't say Mikotoba? Anyway, the list of names was found in Seishiro's office, as Sholmes predicted. So, you mean that mysterious collection of names that was sent from Britain to Japan was... Are you? I'm good. I'm tired, but, you know, fuck it, we ball. You know how it is. It was sent to Judge Jigoku. He was the intended recipient. Oh. I don't believe it. What the fuck? But that doesn't answer the question of what the list of names actually signifies. I did formulate a hypothesis about that. Oh god, we've gotten serious. But without a shred of evidence, I couldn't possibly have shared it. Mr. Sholmes looks deadly serious for once. To be fair, okay, give Sholmes a little credit. He's deadly serious 1 out of 10 times. He does have his moments where he's serious. Let's give him credit. This is not a first. Now let's talk about my dead friend who's not dead. Let's flash back to him writing Russian. That tragedy we had to go through on the SS Buria. It was all for nothing. Cosmo wasn't dead at all. We were completely taken in by the lie you told us. Your great detective's lie. Why is he smiling, bitch? Bitch ass. That's my boyfriend you're fucking with. Or not fucking with, oops. I took no pleasure in deceiving you. However, at the time, all that concerned me was preventing the young man's study tour from taking place, whatever the cost. What? I capitalized on the events that transpired to see that he was sent back to Japan. His remains, you mean? Precisely, Mr. Zato. And then, I made sure that somebody else was sent to Britain in his stead. Oh my, you mean he picked me? What? The arrangement between our two countries was already in place. One university student lawyer and one judicial assistant to be accommodated on a study tour. In other words, by arranging for someone else to fill the place originally intended for Mr. Asogi, I would successfully prevent the man from arriving on our shores for several years at least. Wait, do you mean to say that it was all in aid of stopping Kazuma coming to Britain? That's why you... Think back, Mr. Naruhodo. Was there not somebody who quite casually urged you to continue on the voyage to England? Oh, wow. Oh my god, Hosonaga! Holy shit! I did not think I'd get to do your voice this entire series of streams. Holy shit, I actually get to voice Hosonaga! Oh my god, no way! Wasn't expecting this! Shit! Alright! Hosonaga voice, here we go! In terms of... Hold on, fuck, I actually don't... I think it was just basically what I did for Yusuke in Persona 5 when I played that game, not on stream. The terms of this study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. By Matthew Mercer impression, basically. In the light of Mr. Asogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid that study tour can no longer go ahead. I wasn't wearing this outfit at this point. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. But there's no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. The voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Wow. So, you manipulated me? I've often remarked on the extraordinary lengths to which friendship will drive a man. I was quite sure that you would rise to the challenge for your late friend. I don't believe it.
But if it was all contrived... I mean, what happened was treated by the authorities as murder. A woman was mistakenly arrested as the perpetrator. What do you suppose became of her?
Naturally, I didn't allow the misapprehension to have any serious repercussions. I subsequently explained everything and assisted the unfortunate soul in finding the foreign refugee she sought. Seem to remember Miss Suzato and I had some rather strong words for her. Well, she was certainly not devoid of all guilt. She deserved every word, I'm sure. Wonder if she made it to America then. Oh.
I'm afraid I simply can't comprehend it. Why would you go to such lengths, Mr. Sholmes? Why were you so determined to stop Kazuma-sama from reaching Britain?
You can't tell us, Kenny. The truth is, 12 months ago, there was already a very tangible omen of the impending tragedy, you see.
Oh!
An omen that, at this very moment in time, is close at hand.
What? Huh? What?
An omen of all these tragic events that already existed a year ago is close at hand? We need to find out exactly what Mr. Sholmes knows. Motherfucker. What? Dickhead! Do I have to fucking present something? An omen? An omen. You can't like, actually, what the fuck? You can't just like say like, we need to ask him about this and then not have it as a question. Fuck you, game. There was no room for doubt with your instructions in this telegram, Mr. Sholmes. You were very clear that it was Judge Jigoku's office that should be searched, so you obviously knew that's where the list of names would be found.
K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson.
I'm gonna be honest, right? And I don't know if this was like intended of the game. When, like, I think in the first trial of this game, they ran out of memory for one conversation thread. Yeah, sorry. We ran out of budget for this one with this one thread. But, however, we do have a way to have it show up later. But, like, when the first trial for the second game, right? They bring up... I don't remember if they said, like, the full-on Asa Shin, or if it was just A Shin. But I remember, like, the first time I heard that, I was like, well, wonder what that can be. It's almost like it's... Like, that is the same level of stupid name as Real Nemu from Spirit of Justice. It's so... Like, come on. It's so dumb. Their tweet reaches characters, honestly. But we've only... Oh, shit. But we only learnt of those 4 names just over 6 months ago now. And only because they appeared as part of the top secret government communications that were leaked. That's true, yes. But at the time, you were unaware of the background. You see, those 4 names were wired to Japan around 6 months before that. Approximately this time last year, in fact, when you were both still in Japan. Ooh. Oh. Truly would be hypocrisy on my part to reprove others of intercepting state secrets. Because after all, I'm perpetually eavesdropping on communications between the British and Japanese governments. You're perpetually doing what? How? And never mind the details, but you should know. No secret is safe from Herlock Sholmes when he has designs on knowing it.
Oh my, Mr. Sholmes! What a fabulous line!
Now, 1 month after that list of 4 names was wired to recipient Jigoku in Japan, Dr. John H. Oh, I'm stupid. John. I was trying to figure out what the fuck J was. Love to know what these characters would make of ChatGPT, honestly. Dr. John H. Wilson was murdered. Oh yeah. As soon as I learnt of the incident, a hypothesis rapidly took shape in my mind. As it turned out, I was partly correct and partly mistaken. Nevertheless, it was the beginning of all the tragic events that were to follow.
Mr. Sholmes, please, tell us all you know. Tell us about these 4 names and the tragedy which they all somehow connected.
Fine, I guess we can squeeze a little bit out of the budget to get this fucking questioning route. I fucking knew it, the 4 names. As I said, when I learnt of Dr. Wilson's murder in Japan, my mind immediately turned to those 4 names. Because you see, there was someone else on the list who I believe to be recently deceased. What? Who? A Shin. As it was transcribed in the Japanese script, in actual fact, Miss Asashin. That was a familiar name to me. She was a professional killer known among London's unsavory classes. Ah, I see. But she had completely vanished from existence several months before Wilson's murder. So I came to the logical conclusion that she had herself been killed. And accordingly, I became fearful for the lives of the remaining 2 persons on the list.
K. Asogi and T. Gregson.
Owing to our proximity, I decided to take measures to protect Gregson myself. But I determined it would be safest if young Asogi were to stay away from Britain. Ah, so that's why you went to such lengths to prevent his study tour from going ahead. Exactly.
So, you already knew who Kazuma-sama was, Mr. Sholmes?
Oh, yeah, Sholmes and I have exchanged correspondence for years. I recounted many tales about Asogi to him in my letters, and the news of Dr. Wilson's death, of course. Oh.
So, Dr. Wilson is dead then? I didn't know.
Yeah, we kinda hid that from... Oh! Iris!
I knew he wasn't my daddy, but still. That's very sad.
I'm so sorry, Iris. We knew the significance of the name, obviously, but... we just couldn't bring ourselves to tell you.
No.
Oh, I thought there was gonna be more. I thought it was gonna be like, no, it's alright, or some shit. Just went... just,
No.
like, what the hell? But what you just told us, Mr. Sholmes, doesn't completely tie in with the facts. There's one big hole in your hypothesis. A big hole, Mr. Naruhodo?
Ah, yes. You mean about Asashin, I presume?
Oh, of course, duh, stupid. Exactly, she wasn't killed, was she? She was in Japan, posing as the visiting student under the assumed name of Giselle Brett.
I'm glad you're keeping up, my dear fellow. But I only became aware of that fact 2 days ago, in the foyer of the Great Waterloo Hotel.
Ah. And also, Giselle Brett's dead, so that means Asashin is dead, right?
And upon hearing that startling revelation, the hypothesis that I formed surrounding those 4 names was completely turned topsy. Sorry about that, I had to do something. What? Topsy? Oh, we're still going with this. What do you mean when you say your hypothesis was turned topsy, Mr. Sholmes? I had believed all 4 names on the list to be the names of victims. However, I was mistaken. Very much so. Asashin was a killer. So this telegram is a list of both victims and killers, is it? Indeed, and it would seem that Miss Shin was dispatched from Britain with the sole intention of dispatching Dr. Wilson. Her visiting student status being merely a front.
Which would of course explain why no motive could be determined for her actions.
So the real reason Dr. Wilson was killed by Assassin is because he was the target of an assassination. And forearmed with the knowledge... Hold on, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, okay. And forearmed with that knowledge, fresh consideration of this telegram puts the list in a very different perspective. What do you mean?
What do you think he means?
Well, does it not strike you? There is another among the four who subsequently became a visiting student. Oh, that's not where I thought it was going. Never mind. Wait, you mean... But of course, a name you know only too well. You mean Cosimo? Oh! I like that she just pieced it together. Oh! Oopsie. He did say in court earlier today, or last week, or 2 weeks ago actually. Yes, on 31st October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission. And the mission was? The assassination of the Mark. But I never killed Mark. Young Miss Rasogi accepted that mission a year ago now.
Surely not.
In conclusion, this document is a contract of sorts. An international agreement, one might say. Detailing an assassin exchange. An assassin exchange! How could Cosimo possibly have got involved in something like that? Oh, we're still going. Okay, assassin exchange. Let's assume that we have two parties, each wishing to dispose of a distinct individual. Those two parties then make a contract to swap their respective assassination targets. That would be an assassin exchange.
So, to begin with, the British assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Japan, where she kills her target. And then, the Japanese assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Britain in order to eliminate his target. Certainly does sound like an exchange. But what on earth is the point?
Don't forget, Naruhodo, that the British assassin at least escaped conviction. Thanks to diplomatic immunity afforded by consular jurisdiction. Oh yeah. Alright, that didn't happen, didn't it? Shit, I wanted to show this for a sec. Such jurisdiction should be null and void under the terms of new treaty between our two countries. So the fact that it was brought into play suggests intervention at the highest levels. At the very highest levels. The highest levels? These murders were two sides of the same coin, linked not by a common motive, but by contractual agreement. As such, they appeared utterly unrelated, yet in truth, the assassins were complicit in one singular devilish scheme. That disassociation and the safeguard of diplomatic immunity were, I believe, the motivation behind this plot. But wait a minute, Sholmes. If this telegram really is describing the exchange of assassins, as you're suggesting, it would mean that the Japanese killer's target was never Seishiro Jigoku at all. It would mean Asoki's target were actually Inspector Gregson. What? Cosimo was here for Gregson? So Judge Jigoku wasn't actually the mark? Yes, that's exactly what it would mean. No. Is Cosimo the real killer of Gregson? Fuck, it all makes sense. Fuck, that actually all makes sense. Hold on. Okay, I went the complete wrong route about this. If we're assuming this is this is the actual murder weapon, right? Like this is the murder weapon, and it's given. Oh no, it's given specifically to people. Oh no. And Cosimo was a prosecutor's assistant.
And if he was... Oh no. And he has a motive because he was the assassin. And this is Gregson's thing, and it has the tip of Karma on it. Oh no. Kazuma's the killer. Kazuma's the fucking killer. No. No, don't do that. You dickheads. Ah! Fuck, man.
I hold myself personally responsible for failing to keep the inspector safe.
Mr. Sholmes.
I told him of my fears and implored him to seek a transfer to an overseas position. Obviously, with a young pickpocket in tow. Yes, Gina. Come to think of it, Inspector Gregson did mention that to us at the Great Exhibition, that he'd be transferring to the Paris police and taking Gina with him. But without informing me, he engaged in one last assignment, it seems. And sadly, turned out to be his very last.
This is too much to take in. Well, fuck.
Alright, everyone, that's quite enough of all that serious talk for one day. Isn't it, Hurley? I mean, look at the time.
Ha! Quite right, Iris. We must conclude our preparations for tomorrow. What preparations? Well, I think I shall make my way back to my hotel room now. This has certainly been a night to remember.
It is a little bit sad, though.
Huh?
I mean, I like the idea of you being my daddy. Because then Susie would be my big sister. Would have been my big sister.
I'm sorry, Iris. I mean, you still be like a big sister, just...
I know, Iris. I was thinking quite the same thing.
Were you?
But if somebody like me would be worthy, I'd be delighted to become your sister.
What? Really?
Aw, that's so wholesome. Oh yes, without question.
So, you'll teach me all the ways you know to throw a Reno to the floor?
Yes, of course. It would be my pleasure.
You didn't have to agree quite so rapidly, you bitch.
Oh, but wait a minute. If Susie's going to be my big sister, you can be my big brother if you want, Runo.
Huh? But, I mean, yeah, of course. If you have me, if you'll have me, I'll gladly be your brother. Well done, Iris. We must always be mindful of feelings. I've raised you so well. Because being sensitive is your strong suit, naturally. Blah, 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 blah. Yep.
Right, I'm going to work extra hard for tomorrow now. Because it's for my big brother and sister.
What is all this talk about preparing for tomorrow? Preparing what?
You'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, fun.
It's a gun! And she just hands me a fucking Glock. Good luck in court tomorrow. I'm expecting a sterling performance. I'll do my very best, of course. Are we just going into the trial now? Oh shit, that was the shortest investigation, I think, in the series. So the overnight break in the trial's proceedings became a crucial turning point, exposing new truths whilst posing new conundrums. That list of 4 names on the telegram in Judge Jigoku's office, and the extraordinary assassination plot in which my best friend had somehow become involved. I felt as though I had been plunged into an even greater darkness all of a sudden. But at the same time, I felt sure I would see the light again soon. Because I was lucky enough to have the most wonderful family in the world standing steadfastly behind me. That's the thumbnail. That is the thumbnail for this fucking VOD when I get to it. Future Finn better fucking remember to make that the VOD. Or like the thumbnail for the VOD. Ain't no fucking way that isn't the fucking thumbnail, bitch. Alright, so we're gonna wrap up stream. I'm kidding. We're not ending stream 47 minutes in. Alright, trial part 2. 4th of November, 9:30 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. Hello, hi, it's me, look at me. Oh god, alright, I forgot about the fucking unicorn gavel. Before we begin today, I have a brief announcement. I'm gay. He just like comes out. I just want you all to know that I'm gay, and since this is in closed quarters during a closed trial, you can't tell anyone. This stays with us. So I'm just letting you know now I like men. Just so I really like the idea of him coming out as at a closed trial, just to like. I do in fact like men. So you know, I trust that I could keep this confidentially with all of you, and if you tell anyone, you'll go to jail because you're leaking information that was said in a closed trial. So, haha! It's like, eat shit, assholes! As with the closed trial 10 years ago, some astonishing facts have come to light in these proceedings. The revelation that the well-known Reaper is actually an organization illegally executing its own brand of justice. And the discovery that a respected yard inspector was at the heart of it, at its heart, until he himself perished in an assassination plot. Oh shit, I'm standing now. Well, I say to all members of the judiciary here present on this occasion, that we will stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth behind this disturbing findings. These disturbing findings, fuck. Consuls, you will undertake this trial with the resolve to pursue the truth to the bitter end. Resolve, yes. That's my intention. Cosmo's thinking something. My lord, if I may inquire. The defendant may speak. On what grounds is Cosmo Asogi permitted to continue his role as prosecutor? Yeah, you kinda have a lot of morally dark gray stuff in your recent history here, Cosmo. He has admitted to colluding with the victim in a plot to assassinate an innocent man. He shouldn't be enjoying the privilege of freedom, let alone be leading the prosecution. I submitted the written petition to Lord Strongheart, requesting that that judgment of my transgressions be delayed by 1 day. You did what? In today's proceedings, I intend to expose everything. Oh, so you're saying this is the last trial? It'd fucking suck if we ended up delaying this a day, wouldn't it, Kazuma? Fucking wouldn't it? My whole life, for the last 10 years, has all been leading up to this one day. Kazuma. Whatever the outcome of this trial, I give my word that I will accept whatever punishment is deemed appropriate, however severe. And I suggest you prepare yourself for the same, Reaper! Kazuma is bristling with hostility today. I get the distinct impression we're heading into very dangerous territory. Is that really even Kazuma-sama standing there before us? I added a line.
As an extreme exception to normal practices, I have granted this prosecutor's request. The defense finds this acceptable, I presume.
I mean, no, but I'm not gonna say anything about it. Yes, my lord. Oh.
In that case, in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume this closed hearing of Beric Van Zykes.
The defense is ready, my lord. The prosecution is more than ready.
Very well, then. This preamble has taken long enough. Prosecutor Asogi, begin!
As you wish, my lord. The prosecution calls the first witness to the stand. Bring Seishiro Jigoku to the courtroom! Oh, shit! At last, then. We've reached the final battle. Oh, is this gonna be the last stream? Oh, shit. He's putting literally everything on the line now in order to get to the truth. Damn, I didn't even open my mouth for that one. Come on, Ryunosuke. It's time for that steely resolve, because this is going to test you to the limit. Here we fucking go, baby. Here we fucking go. Sup, bitch. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court. So it was you who issued this, was it? Your subpoena? I did what was necessary.
Well, look what the young man has become. I didn't think I'd see the day when you'd take that tone with me, I must say. The witness will ensure his responses are pertinent to the questions asked. My name is Seishiro Jigoku, a Supreme Court judge from the Empire of Japan. 16 years ago, this man came to London as a visiting student. 6 years later, he returned to Japan. I'm just now noticing, out of like all 5 characters here, it's just that's the wrong button. It's just like a descent. It's just like changing the pitch of my voice. So like Susato is the highest, right? And then it goes to Ryunosuke, which is just my normal voice. And then Kazuma, which is just a little bit lower. And then we have Jigoku, who is even lower. And then we have Male Strongheart, who's even lower. It's just a descent, and I love it. This is gonna get so confusing for me so fucking quick. 16 years ago, this man came to London as a visiting student. 6 years later, he returned to Japan. As well as presiding over the Supreme Court, he is also currently Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs. I am, of course, fully aware of Mr. Jigoku and his preeminent roles. I invited him personally for the International Forensic Science Symposium as a representative of his country. I hear he also played a key role in the conclusion of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. Oh, it was a great honor to be involved in the negotiations. I put my all into that treaty.
Judge Jigoku, I must ask.
Well, I never. Fancy the young murdering student turning up here of all places.
You acquitted me yourself, and now I'm a practicing defense lawyer. Eventually, someone with larger build than Strongheart will appear, and your voice will just become baritone slow-mo droning. I just have to go, hey guys, it's me, I am the deepest. It's like fucking, it's basically just doing the Groot voice, the fucking, I am Groot. That's what it feels like. It's just gonna turn into fucking Vin Diesel with a fucking pitch modifier.
Yes, and full of self-importance like your friend across the courtroom, I see.
You came here to London by invitation to the International Forensic Science Symposium. But then, without informing anyone of your plans, you took flight to France.
Took flight? I'd have to object to that turn of phrase.
Then explain yourself! What exactly were the circumstances?
Well, I was somewhat expecting this. I'm sorry to say. I plead the fifth, even though that's America. I decline to comment.
What? Hello? What? Can you do that?
Leaving the country prematurely when I was an invited guest may be questionable etiquette, but my decision is unrelated to this case. I can't be bound to testify.
Can he do that? Can he do that?
Unrelated, you say?
This is so confusing already.
I appreciate that a respected police inspector has been killed,
Oh. Okay, I was really confused when I was like, I appreciate it. I was like, the fuck?
I appreciate that a respected police inspector has been killed, for which I offer my condolences. However, being an alien, I'd obviously never met the man, nor do I know the first thing about him.
Dude, that just gave me an idea. Imagine like an Ace Attorney styled game, but it's like sci-fi, and you have like different like actual like alien species on court, like in court testifying, and you have to like, and you have to like go through like different law systems from different planets to like figure out, like, you know, killers and stuff. That'd be fucking sick. I know there's one fan game coming out that I do really want to play. That's like Phoenix Wright, but magic, and that shit was fun. I played the demo. That shit is fun. And I kind of want to play it on stream, but regardless, if they or someone else made like an alien game like this, where it's like aliens as killers and it's like a whole fucking that'd be cool. That'd be fucking sick. Yo, if anyone watching this stream or VOD is capable of doing that and ends up doing that, fucking let me know. And Joe, if you need like a voice actor for like objections and shit, yeah, boy, here. Okay. No, but that'd be fucking sick though. Okay, anyways.
As such, I'm in no position to testify. It's as simple as that.
So you would run from all this?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, sorry, I had to itch myself.
This case is more reaching than the murder of
Wow, I missed a line. Also, I realized that sounded bad saying I had to itch myself. It was just my leg. Before anyone gets ideas, I felt like a thread or something on my leg and it felt weird and I had to... Anyways.
This case is more far-reaching than the murder of Inspector Gregson. It has ties to another murder, a case that was tried in Japan almost a year ago now.
A year ago in Japan? The murder of John H. Wilson, you mean?
That's right. And you, Judge Jigoku, are at the heart of both cases. The defense has evidence to prove it.
Well, Ryunosuke, I see from the look in your eyes that you're resolved to carry this through to the very end, too. That you're resolved, whatever.
Damn fucking Skippy I am.
Let's see your evidence, then.
What proof do you have that Seishiro Jigoku is involved in this case? This, right? Because that was found. Small machine that Mr. Shomes found in Judge Jigoku's cabin. Right. And we now know that it's the crown of Inspector Gregson's pocket watch, so... That, right? It wasn't that.
What on earth is that?
This piece of evidence is a welcome present to the courthouse what the fuck? No.
You have a poor grasp of British court etiquette, counsel.
That's the extent of your resolve? You disappoint me, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, babe, no. Yeah, not the disappointment!
Stand tall, Mr. Naruhodo. That was a minor blow.
Having your best friend tell you he's disappointed in you really stinks, though. But of course we have evidence that ties Judge Jigoku to this case. Evidence showing a few key Oh. I'm fucking stupid. I'm a fucking silly little goober man.
Good. There's still plenty of fight in your eyes. Let's see your evidence, then.
What proof do you have that Seishiro Jigoku is involved in this case?
Take that!
Bitch. I kind of fucked it up before. I forgot that his name was on this. That's a little embarrassing. This is a telegram detailing a communication sent between Britain and Japan approximately 1 year ago. The communication contained 4 names: K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, and J. Wilson.
Hold it!
Oh.
You little... Where did you get that?
Oh, he angry. In Tokyo. From your office, Judge Jigoku.
What? How on earth did you... What's this all about? Why is my name on that list?
This is a list of 4 names that follow a certain pattern. T. Gregson and J. Wilson are the names of the victims. K. Asogi and A. Shin are the names of the assassins.
No.
I'm tired. Hold on. I need to ramble. I'm so tired because in the first fucking case, right? That fucking exact thing of gunshot fade to white or fade to white gunshot or both happening at the same time happened like 27 times in that case. I'm so mad I'm seeing it again. It was always in some order, in whatever order the game decided. This image, gunshot, fade to white or cut to black. I'm so tired of this image. Good Lord. God! Okay! A year ago in Tokyo, Dr. John H. Wilson's life was taken in a Western-style restaurant in the capital.
And Giselle Brett, oh my god, remember me? Do you remember me? Probably not, because I never actually streamed with this character, but oh my god, it's so great to see her. I never got to see her fucking eyeballs!
The culprit was found to be a... Fuck, I clicked the button too soon. The culprit was found to be a visiting student who went by the name of Giselle Brett. But her real name was Asa Shin, a professional killer sent on a mission to kill from Great Britain. A Shin was... and her victim Jay Wilson. And the murder that just took place here in London was the counterpart to that crime. The assassin sent from Japan, also a visiting student, Kazuma Sogi, whose victim was the British police inspector Tobias Gregson. K. Asogi and T. Gregson. One assassin from each country to kill a target residing in the other.
What exactly is the defense suggesting?
These two cases of murder, one that took place in Britain and one in Japan, were masterminded by a pair of individuals from each country as a form of assassin exchange. And the telegram the defense acquired is proof of this international contract to kill.
What?
Yeah. Not so cool anymore, eh, Kazuma? Suddenly your cool attitude has gotten a little heated up, a little nervous, in fact. Boiling temperatures, are we? I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. The telegram was found in your office, Judge Jigoku. In other words, the mastermind in Japan was you! Judge Jigoku? What's this all about? Is he gonna plead the fifth again, bitch? And you, Kazuma, you lied. During yesterday's proceedings, you acknowledged that you'd accepted the assassination mission. But the mark wasn't Judge Jigoku at all. It was T. Gregson, Detective Inspector of Scotland Yard, as shown by the name on the killing contract. Very impressive, Ryunosuke. But actually, I didn't lie. The name of the target I was ordered to kill never passed my lips yesterday. The idea that Seiichiro Jigoku was the mark came entirely from you! He's not wrong. He do be spitting a little bit. You deliberately avoided saying a name? Boom.
The defense claims these four names indicate some sort of international assassin exchange. I'm sure I speak for all present when I say that the very idea seems utterly absurd. Well, Mr. Jigoku, what do you have to say for yourself?
See, look how pissed he looks. This is a clear indicator that he's full of shit! Why do all the hot people have to be criminals, man? That's a quote. His silence only goes to prove his guilt. There's another very important point that this new development brings to light. There's now a distinct possibility that the scene of the Inspector Gregson's actual murder was in the witness's cabin aboard the SS Gross. Judge Jigoku, you have to testify now. To refuse would put you in contempt of court.
You goddamn motherfucker.
There's no need for quite such a vicious stare, young man.
Very well then. As a parting gift to you all, I'll tell you all everything I know. I thought I said I'll tell you all, but I'll tell you everything I know. That would have been good from the fucking start, you asshat. It seems this Japanese gentleman has information that the court must hear about the alleged assassin exchange and the events of the night of the 31st of October. Present your formal testimony now. As you wish, my lord.
Sudden change in demeanor here. I feel like that's gonna be Jigoku's shtick, is very erratic, like, personality change of, like, being this serious motherfucker who could kill you in one fell swoop, and just, like, you know, happy-go-lucky, ha ha ha, gut laugh. An assassin exchange. It's true that Kazuma Asoka was assigned the assassination mission 1 year ago now. The target was Inspector T. Gregson. That was a condition of the British study tour. However, in the end, something happened that meant the young man was unable to carry out his mission. On the evening in question, a member of the crew was on duty outside my cabin at all times. If there had been a shot fired, the crewman would have heard it, so I clearly can't be involved. That's... Didn't you pay off him? So you admit it then. As this communication suggests, there really was an assassination exchange arrangement between Britain and Japan. A political endeavor at the highest levels, not something I can discuss here.
To use such a worthy practice as foreign study to coerce somebody to commit murder. This is it's the most appalling thing I've ever heard.
Appalling? Well, it's easy to judge.
Pardon?
Asogi had a reason for taking his sword to that British inspector, you know.
What?
Which is why he accepted the mission in the first place. Isn't that right, Counsel?
Ooh, Dorama. Kazuma-sama?
Judge Jigoku, if you are the mastermind behind this operation in Japan, then tell the court the identity of your counterpart in Britain. Your doppelganger.
I'm not obliged to divulge that information.
Damn. As I said yesterday, I've killed nobody. I freely admit that I accepted the mission, but on the night the plan was to be executed, I blacked out. In short, this assassin exchange that the defense has identified is unrelated to the events of this case.
The crucial point is this. The police inspector can't have perished aboard that steamship in Dunkirk, because if he'd been shot in the cabin, it's inconceivable that a member of the crew wouldn't have heard it.
You paid off the motherfucker! That's right. Gregson was killed after returning to London, in the room on Fresno Street. And the perpetrator of the crime was the Reaper Barrick Van Zykes. The prosecution's accusation remains unchanged. God damn.
To think that a seemingly innocent foreign exchange program was a facade for such Machiavellian dealings, I had to read it in my head for a second. Clearly, it's a plot only a government minister and a high-ranking judge such as the witness could hope to execute. Well, it seems I recall that it was someone on the British side who controlled everything. Be that as it may, it is not the place of this court to pursue the villainous assassin exchange plot. We are concerned only with the tangible events pertaining to the murder of Inspector Gregson. Is the defense clear on that point, counsel?
I disagree, suck my dick. Yes, my lord. I'll keep that in mind as I cross-examine the witness. But they are related. Cross-examination. Okay. It's true that Kazuma Sogi was assigned assassin. Hold on.
I want to save because I fucked up.
Okay. It's true that Kazuma Sogi was assigned the assassination mission 1 year ago now. I feel like we're just gonna have to press. I don't feel like they're gonna give us one. A year ago when Kazuma was still in Japan then.
Correct. It was at the examination center of applicants for the study tour that I approached him. I had a big stroke.
I'll never forget it. I remember exactly what you said. You just came out and asked me forthright if I'd consider traveling to Britain on an assassination mission.
Surely not.
I thought it was a joke at first, of course, but then It was made clear to me that if I didn't accept, I wouldn't be considered for the study tour.
So you agreed to it just for that? I mean, I know how much you wanted to study in England, but assassination?
The Empire of Japan had accepted a proposal from the British Empire at the time, and an agreement to send a student from each country to the others to deepen cultural understanding and friendship. But behind the scenes, the chosen students were to be given assassination missions. I had no choice but to accept the proposal that that originated from my British counterpart.
Why? Why didn't you expose the plot there and then?
Huh?
Britain acknowledges no part in these alleged misbegotten dealings. I advise you not to make spurious allegations, Foreign Minister Jigoku.
It was Strongheart, wasn't it?
As a witness, I am bound to tell the truth, my lord.
Anyway, I picked a Sogi and explained the details of the plan to him. The target was Inspector Tugak said it was blah, blah, blah. Why Kazuma? Why'd you pick him as the assassin?
He was the most capable of all the applicants. And in addition, I knew his desire to travel to Britain was very strong. In fact, it was almost more than a desire. It was his whole purpose in life.
Yeah, as his best friend, I can certainly attest to that. The way he threw himself into his studies, the way he pursued becoming qualified as a lawyer. It was all ultimately for that one single goal of being accepted on a study tour to Britain.
And of course, we know the reason behind that. He was determined to find out for himself the truth about his father, Genshin Asogi.
There's nothing I wouldn't have done to get here. But be that agreeing to assume the role of an assassin, or betraying people's trust.
Well, you certainly did a fine job of portraying mine, Asogi.
Cope, seethe, and mauled. I don't know why I just like the idea of Kazuma just going, you know what, bitch? Cope! Like the one TF2 scout thing, like cope, seethe, whatever the fuck. Just imagine that with Kazuma and Jigoku. But why was Inspector Gregson the target?
I have no idea. Those were the orders from Britain. I was in no position to question them.
You have no idea? Really? I find that hard to believe.
Oh, do you?
Judge Jigoku was once a visiting student here in Britain himself, of course. Perhaps he has some connection with Inspector Gregson from that time.
The defense really ought to catch up.
With what?
With the fact that the assassination exchange has absolutely nothing to do with the case under scrutiny here.
I don't fucking believe you.
Yes, I've already admitted to recruiting Asogi. However, in the end, something happened that meant the young man was unable to carry out his mission.
You mean dying? I presume you're referring to the incident that occurred during Kazuma's passage to Britain in January, where he wrote Russian? The awful tragedy that took place on the steamship. That was definitely real.
Word arrived at the ministry some 2 weeks after the ship's departure from our shores. The visiting student had been killed, but his body had somehow gone missing in Hong Kong. The news was wired to me from a detective I'd placed on the ship to accompany the assassin.
Wait, did Hosonaga know? Did Hosonaga know it was a, Hosonaga in on it? Hosonaga in on it? Obviously, Kazuma didn't actually die at all. But he did lose his memory, including all details about his special mission.
Did you not consider dispatching another assassin at that point? That wasn't possible, simply because that black-clad young student over there had already put himself forward as Asogi's replacement, and there was no way to stop him from reaching Britain.
Ah, so I stopped your little assassination plot. Nice job, me. Pats himself on the back. Good shit.
My hands were completely tied.
So Mr. Sholmes' strategy worked perfectly. He predicted everything that would happen.
Months later, my memory returned. But I never intended to go through with the assassination mission anyway.
So you were playing me right from the outset, were you? Is that it?
I'd sooner be guilty of that crime than of taking someone else's life. I was prepared to do whatever I had to in order to get myself here to Britain.
This line of questioning has gone on long enough. All the court should be concerned about in the testimony given by this witness are details relating to his relationship with Inspector Gregson and the victim's murder. In that case, as I've already made perfectly clear, I had no connection to the man or his death. And you have some means of substantiating this plea?
See, I don't like Strongheart as the fucking judge. I want Santa Claus back. I'll fucking say it. I want Santa back. I
want the fun guy to be back so I could be like, hey, what the fuck is going on?
I want stupid Santa Claus. Stupid British Santa Claus. I miss him. I fucking miss him. He was my superstar, goddammit. Okay. On the evening in question, a member of the crew was on duty outside my cabin at the time. I don't believe you. Outside your cabin in the first class area of the SS Gross, you mean?
Yes, that's right. Not least because there was a murder.
But a murderer of... Oh, it's murder, not murderer.
Not least because there was a murder of a student passenger earlier in the year, I imagine. The liner operators have taken to posting a crewman outside every first-class cabin door. I can confirm the presence of the crewman guard myself. What do you mean? Because I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk that night, I witnessed it with my own eyes. There was a well-built crewman standing guard directly in front of the door to the witness's cabin. At that particular time, of course, I'd gone to the ship's dining room for dinner.
The inspector and I asked the crewman to allow us into the cabin while we waited for Judge Jikoku's return. I suppose Inspector Gregson was there in his capacity as the Reaper. He was intending to take the witness's life. Exactly. As I've said numerous times now, I had no intentions of killing anyone. So the crewman let two potential assassins into the cabin he was supposed to be guarding. Not to mention... not the most convincing of centuries, really. In truth, those were my thoughts too. But anyway, I stayed to talk with Inspector Gregson for a short while, and then I left him there and made my way off the ship alone. Was the guard still at the door when you went?
Yes. He glared at me as I walked past. You see? That proves it.
If there had been a shot fired, the crewman would have heard it, so... But you paid him off, did you not? Telegram from Japan. Oh! Evacuation drill. I'm gonna save just in case I'm wrong, so that I don't have to go through, like, the slowness of everything. You know what I mean? Like, when you first read a message, it, like, goes slow and you can't, like, speedrun it. But it's the evacuation notice.
Objection.
Yeah, bitch. Definitely could have done it with no one hearing if there was an evacuation notice, pussy. Yes, as the court has heard, there was a crewman posted outside Judge Jigoku's cabin. However, we can be sure that contrary to the witness's claim, the guard wasn't there at all times. What? I have here a notice of a particular event that was scheduled to take place aboard the steamship on the 31st.
What? Where did you get that?
Who do you think gave it to me, bitch? Use that big brain of yours in that little hair. Alright, yeah, I kind of fucked it up, I'll admit it. It's evidence gathered by Mr. Herlock Sholmes. You were acquainted yesterday, if you remember.
Herlock Sholmes again.
According to this itinerary, After leaving the port of Dunkirk at exactly 10 p.m., and for a period of 20 minutes, all crewmen of the SS Gross were to gather on deck for an evacuation drill. All crewmen were away from their posts? And during that 20-minute interval, of course, any gunshots emanating from your cabin would have been heard by no one.
Damn it.
In summary, Judge Jigoku, you had ample opportunity to commit the crime. Ugh. Bitch ass.
Objection!
Ugh. A 20-minute window of opportunity. That's an excellent find, Ryunosuke. But that amounts to nothing. Why? Because the witness clearly stated in his testimony that no incident occurred in his cabin. Unless you have some decisive evidence that can show his testimony to be false. Your accusation is nothing more than conjecture.
Very true. Well, counsel.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Yes, I can. Inspector Gregson was killed in Judge Jigoku's cabin that night. I'm certain of it. Because the defense has the evidence to prove it.
You will present the evidence for the defense at once, counsel. What proof do you have that the victim's life was taken in Jigoku's cabin on the 31st of October?
And this fucking small component, pussy!
Ugh. Judge Jigoku! This was found in your cabin yesterday.
What is that? The ground of a pocket watch? A pocket watch?
And if you will observe the victim's pocket watch, which we know he treasured, is missing precisely that part.
It can't be.
Moreover, this crown is a perfect fit on the spindle protruding from the victim's watch. Now, the fact that this was retrieved from Judge Jigoku's cabin tells us that the victim's watch almost certainly broke there. In other words, the victim was killed on the 31st during the 20-minute evacuation drill. In the cabin occupied by you, Judge Jigoku! Oh, look at those big ol' eyes.
Well, you're razor sharp, aren't you, you young murderer?
I was found innocent.
Objection! Expertly maneuvered, Ryunosuke. Thank you. And your argument sounds entirely plausible. At first. But rather like this pocket watch, it's full of cracks. What? And I believe Judge Jigoku feels the same way. Oh. I was wrong to acquit you earlier in the year. What the fuck? You can't just say, oh, I shouldn't have given you your actual correct thing of, hey, you didn't kill this. What the fuck, Jigoku? Sorry, bitch?
If I'd known that it would result in any... If I'd known that it would result in anyone having to listen to this drivel, I would have declared you guilty just to spare the world your ridiculous bombast.
You fucking dick.
I think it's clear that the witness will have to give further testimony.
When you hear what actually happened in my cabin that night, you'll notice the pitfall into which you've stumbled. Oh, I'm fucking delighted to hear it, pussy.
Prior to your renewed testimony, I would like to clarify one point. The fact that this part of the victim's watch was discovered in your cabin means that you acknowledge he was there, I presume? Yes, I do. Very well, then. You may proceed to give your formal testimony about what exactly happened in your cabin aboard the ship on the evening of the 31st of October. Of course. As a man of the law, I have no intention of obstructing justice.
Then fucking go for it, pussy. I'm dying to know.
The events in the cabin.
I had a guest waiting for me when I returned to my cabin after finishing my evening meal in the dining room. When I walked through the door, a mustachioed Englishman was there, foolishly waving a gun at me. Sorry, I had something in my throat. I soon I soon took care of him with an Ippon-seo throw, though. He couldn't wait to run away after that. I imagine his watch was broken when I threw him over my shoulder. It has nothing to do with his murder. The inspector was clearly killed, having returned to Britain, because his body was found in London.
Okay. Where exactly is the pitfall?
Ippon-seoi? Seoi? I guess. A common jujutsu martial arts technique in my country. I was careful not to use too much force, but the man obviously landed too heavily for his watch to take. So, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I imagine you can see the flaw in your logic now, can't you?
What? No, I actually can't. The fact that the pocket watch was broken in the witness's cabin in no way proves that the victim's murder took place there. Okay, but it doesn't not prove it either. The fuck? This is a he said, she said court case. Or I guess he said. Whatever. The fuck?
I've no doubt the inspector intended to kill me, but he didn't manage to pull the trigger.
Yes, because he was merely the tactician, not the reaper's hand of death.
Well, the testimony appears to make perfect sense as far as I can tell. Let me express my deep gratitude for your understanding, my lord.
But if this testimony holds, Judge Goku will be deemed to have had no involvement in this case.
Well, counsel, I really see no reason for wasting precious court time here on a cross-examination.
Fuck you, I want one! It's my right as a defense attorney. Sorry, my lord, the defense has a right to cross-examine, and I don't intend to squander that. See, again, with the character development, because that would have been a, what should I do? Do I really have nothing to go with this? And then you would, let's fucking go, bitch.
You're an embarrassment to your countrymen, not knowing when you're beaten.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me change that. I do know when I'm beaten. And I don't see a white flag yet. Bitch, motherfucker, get the fuck out of my face.
In that case, proceed, Mr. Naruhodo.
Let's fucking get this shit. The events in the cabin. I had a guest waiting for me when I returned to my cabin after finishing my evening meal in the dining room. I'm just gonna press. I don't really see... Because the so-called guard posted at your cabin door had just let your killer pass, you mean?
Apparently, Gregson told the crewman he was a police inspector, which was the truth, of course.
He wouldn't have had his identification with him, though.
He had his trench coat and a mustache, not to mention the bag of chips. I imagine the crewman was convinced.
But the man accompanying him would have had 2 swords slung around his waist.
You mean me?
Who else?
Yes, that's true. You would have hoped the sight of a few swords might have set off alarm bells in the guard's head.
The point is, I left the cabin before its occupant returned, and I immediately disembarked the ship.
Certainly. All I can tell you is that only the inspector was waiting for me when I arrived back at my cabin. And you entered without any inkling of suspicion. That's right. None whatsoever.
Okay. When I walked through the door, I mustachioed Englishman. Right.
Hold it!
Obviously, you're talking about Inspector Gregson.
Yes, though at the time I didn't know the man's name. And there was no time for introductions. Value my life over manners.
By which you mean that the inspector was there to assassinate you, I suppose.
That was certainly the impression given by the gun pointing in my direction. But I've never seen the muzzle of a revolver shake about so much in all my life. Anyone would think the man had never shot somebody before.
Believe it or not, most of us haven't.
Anyway, there was no time to call for help of the crewman at the door, so I dealt with the man myself.
As soon as I took care of him with an Ippon throw, though, he kind of...
Hold it!
even though the man had a gun. That was a very brave move, wasn't it?
My Ippon Seoi is far faster than a bullet, I can assure you.
But surely all that commotion caused the crewman to come in, didn't it?
Yes, of course. He burst in immediately without knocking. The inspector hurled himself at the stocky fellow and just managed to slip past him to make his escape.
The outstanding guard does it again.
Luckily, there aren't many situations I can't get out of using a quick Ippon Seoi throw.
Okay, well. Imagine his watch was broken when I threw him over my shoulder. It has nothing to do with the murder. I don't have anything to disprove that, do I? I have nothing really to disprove that. Unless he says, like, what time it happened, and it's a different time from, you know, this, but... Don't really have anything for that, I guess. The crown snapped off, and the glass covering the face of the watch was cracked.
Preferable to the man's head being pulled off, or his spine cracking, wouldn't you say? Not that the man was spared for long. A bullet to the chest soon saw to that.
But the point is, the broken pocket watch doesn't prove that a murder took place.
Absolutely not! All the watch proves is the power of my jujutsu throw.
Whatever you say, it doesn't quite ring true that no shot was fired in the cabin. Because there was an obvious bullet hole in the wall.
What are you talking about?
What?
That's what the star of your lowbrow detective stories told you, is it? Well, I don't care for such fiction. Haven't you worked it out yet, little
What did you call me? Little stripling? The fuck that mean?
Haven't you figured out yet, little stripling? No murder took place in my cabin.
But there was a bullet hole.
The inspector was clearly killed having returned to Britain. His body was found in London.
Wait, hold on. What was the thing that said... Never mind, I guess I'm crazy. I guess I'll just press. Hold it! But there's no evidence that proves the victim ever returned to London alive.
Just take a moment to think that idea of yours through now, stripling.
What?
If the inspector was killed on the steamship in France, how on earth could he have gotten back to Britain?
Your big ass fucking suitcase, motherfucker. I pray
That this gets put in, that he fucking adds that to his testimony, motherfucker.
I got your ass. I got your motherfucking ass.
How on earth could he have got back to Britain?
Through your suitcase.
When people die, their bodies remain at the same spot. It's a devil of a thing.
Well, then, obviously the culprit must have moved the body.
How exactly? Carrying a corpse off a ship in your arms would raise a few eyebrows at least, don't you think?
Dude, do you think that, like, I'm this fucking stupid? Because fair, but also you're really digging a hole for yourself. Well, yes, that's true, but...
All passenger luggage is inspected when it is unloaded from arriving vessels. And I would like to think the border police would query the corpse of an English gentleman as hand luggage. If the murder had taken place aboard the ship, you would imagine the body would have been disposed of at sea. There would be no sense in risking being caught by attempting to transport the body back to Britain.
That's killed that idea then. But perhaps not. Mrs. Otto? We've heard that the first-class passengers were under constant scrutiny by the crewmen posted to guard them, which would mean that the culprit had no opportunity to dispose of the body in the sea. Yeah, that's true, actually. So, transporting the body to Britain may have been the only viable alternative.
Dear me, you really are new to this, aren't you?
I've been doing this for a year, pussy.
I thought I'd been perfectly clear, but it seems I'm going to have to explain it in words you can understand. I think I ought to alter my testimony. With your consent, of course, my lord. I have no objection. State your amended testimony now.
Very fucking.
There's no possible way I could have transported the victim's corpse back to Britain.
I got your fucking ass, motherfucker. You stupid fuck you, bitch. I'm gonna get your ass. I present a fucking family photo. Present, bitch.
There's no possible way you could have moved Inspector Gregson's body, you say? I would say the opposite is true.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Far from being impossible for you to do. The transporting of Inspector Gregson's body back to Britain is something only you could do. This is a markedly improved soundtrack. Honestly, yeah. I mean, okay. The DS game, like the original DS games, to a degree haven't aged great. I don't love the 8-bittiness of them. I do still like the actual like music of it, but the like, what do you call it? Like a bit crushed, I guess, of it. It's kind of, but like Ace Attorney, like, you know, Spirit of Justice, Dual Destinies, those games got good music. Like that shit still goes hard.
What are you talking about, Ryunosuke?
As well as being a judge, Mr. Jigoku is also Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs, which means he's exempt from having his luggage searched when he enters the country. We learned that when we first met you upon your arrival in London. I don't even remember this part. Well, all those passport checks and luggage searches at the border took rather a lot of time. I must say, I'm very envious of your ministerial status. You didn't have to go through any of that, did you? Right.
I knew you were jealous.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's not even why I fucking said it. I presume you recall this, Judge Jigoku, this silly little photo of us together? It's a photograph we took in the foyer of the hotel to mark the occasion. As the court will note, you have with you your large travel trunk. Large enough, in fact, to have a corpse inside! Mr. Naruhodo, surely you're not suggesting... I'm afraid I am, yes. 3 days ago, when we were chatting innocently with the new arrivals from Japan in the hotel, the body of Inspector Gregson was just meters away from us, inside Judge Jigoku's trunk.
Get fucked, pussy boy.
Bung, bung, bung. Order in the court! I'm skeptical, counsel, that a grown man's body could fit inside even the largest travel trunk.
It could. It just flat out, it could. Because I happen to know that the witness himself, a man of considerable size, fits inside this trunk. And verifying that would be extremely simple, wouldn't it, Judge Jigoku? But inside his trunk? How horrifying! And after we'd spoken with you at the Great Waterloo Hotel, you had the opportunity to visit the apparent scene on Fresno Street, taking your trunk with you in a cab to deposit the inspector's body.
I don't have to listen to this nonsense.
You do! Dr. Gory, the coroner who examined the body, has confirmed the possibility. She's acknowledged there are signs that steps may have been taken to disguise the true time of death. The onset of the body's decomposition could have been delayed by storing it in a refrigerator that the ship fucking has.
Counsel, as I remember explaining yesterday, refrigerators of the requisite size are few and far between.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. But one place they're certainly found is on large ocean liners. Such ships are equipped with electrically refrigerated cold rooms to keep food fresh on their long sea voyages. And the SS Gross is no exception. Professor Mikitoba told me about it only yesterday. Well, Judge Jigoku. Yeah, like your little... Ugh. However much you prolong this debate, you can't eliminate the truth. All the evidence points to you being the killer! Oh?
Well, this is all very heartening. I can see that it was wise move letting Asogi and you embark on this study tour. What are you talking about now? Logical reasoning, of course. All court proceedings will be built on logical reasoning in the new century. And I can see that you've both laid firm foundations for that already.
Judge Jigoku, please! Stop diverting attention from the issue at hand! The defense has made an accusation against you. How do you respond?
Respond? There's really no need for me to respond, is there?
Why ever not?
Because before you can even begin to answer the question of when the victim was killed, you must first establish one key fact. Where was the victim killed? It's quite logical.
The actual scene of the crime?
The prosecution's stance is unaltered.
Well, I would like to know what he said there.
The key.
Yeah, Judge Jigoku used his key. Oh, I see the problem. Give me a sec. Give me 1 second here. Should be able to fix this. Sorry about that, everyone. Apparently, we've got a tech issue that I should be able to fix fairly easily, but might be a little goofy. Give me 1 second. Why are you not pulling up? Why are you not doing... Hold on. I have to switch the input on my monitor. Give me 1 sec. Okay, it's showing up here. Can it show up here? No. Why not? It's actually just a black screen. That's... Huh, what? No signal my ass. Hold on. Oh, well, now it's not responding. That's fun. Here, while this is going on, let me turn on some music so at least it doesn't sound completely devoid of life in here. Here, I'm gonna do this while I try to fix this. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave the music on and I'm gonna try to fix this. I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Shut up, music. Hold on, I think I have it. I think it is officially fixed. Now it just has to show up on screen. On stream. There it is. Okay. Yep. All right. I think I fixed it. Sorry about that. Prosecution's stance is unfault. Oh, wait. Hold on. Do I have... Okay. Everything should be good for volume. Prosecution's stance is unaltered. The killing took place on Fresno Street when the gunshot was heard. Oh, there's no audio now. What the hell? There should be audio. Why? Give me a fucking second. Hold on. Okay, so an update as I'm trying to fix this. I've learned that apparently the audio just on my entire system is not there. Like, okay. I am going to try something. I don't know if it'll work. It might take me a second to... I'm going to turn this off. And we're going to try everything again. You need to say, I'm sorry that this is happening. This was not meant to be the situation. Quite unfortunate, and I don't know what happened. Because it's like the entire PlayStation. Just audio is not playing on that at all. Which is strange, and I don't know how the fuck that happened. You turn on? Thank you. might cut out these tech issues. I don't know. Oh, never mind. We are back. We got it. All right. All right, let me reopen the game. Then we can continue, right? Yep, audio's back. Okay. All right. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. We're back. Yep, checking for add-on content, blah, 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 blah. Okay, continue. Yep. All right, we're right back where we were. Right back where we were. So, the prosecution stance is unaltered. The killing took place on Fresno Street when the gunshot was heard. As the accused, Beric Van Zyke shot the victim at point-blank range.
Since no tangible evidence exists to disprove the prosecution's claim at this time, the defense's deductions amount to little more than an elaborate fairy tale. I'm afraid that I'm afraid that's how logical reasoning the British are known for really works, young stripling.
The victim was shot in that little room on Fresno Street and died instantly? I'm afraid it's the prosecution's claim that's the only fairy tale here.
How can you say that?
Quite simply, because that claim directly contradicts a certain piece of evidence in our possession. Wait, what was the claim in... Wait, the victim was shot in that little room on Fresno Street and died instantly. What the fuck disproves that? I'm... Indeterminate. Victim was shot at chest, instant death, scorch marks, point. Bullet is likely done. Wait. The caliber of the gun matches the standard issue firearms member of the edition. I actually don't know what it is. Oh, you're real? I thought. Died instantly. What do we have that proves he didn't die instantly?
Very tantalizing, counsel. I think you'd better explain yourself to the court, don't you?
The prosecution claims that Inspector Gregson died instantly when he was shot at the scene of on Fresno Street. But this evidence clearly contradicts that claim. This? Wait. Is it this?
Take that!
The Japanese really are
Okay, alright, I got it wrong. We can accept that I got it wrong.
to prefer an argument with such conviction only to...
Perhaps the Japanese friends' inexplicable thinking is why people talk of the mystic of the... Bitch, are you not Japanese anymore? In case you hadn't noticed, I'm not the only Japanese around here. Do you even have a mirror?
Court is not under the mystique of anything, blah, 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 blah.
Wait, why am I blanking on this? Some killed in the room on Fresno Street. One piece of evidence we have that shows the answer to that question. What? Was the victim killed in the room on Fresno Street? What do we have that shows that? Something in the room, I assume? No, I got no idea. You know what? In the room. What in the room? What do you want?
Perhaps you should try to present the correct one this time then, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't know what the correct one is.
Are you gonna try again? Or can't you hold your hand steady enough to point it out? Prosecution claims this, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna let the game tell me. This is the one time I'm gonna let the game tell me. You're losing me. What? It's official. You're confusing me. What?
A photograph of the victim in the very location you claim he wasn't killed.
Yes, but the point is, the posture of the body itself. Wait. Oh, because oh. Right, I see what he's saying now. Yeah, because the body is all, like, curled up, and rigor mortis would have made it, like, stay like this. So. Right. It's not so much... Okay, I see what the problem is now. It's the shape of his body being tightly curled up. If Inspector Gregson had been shot there in that room, it's out of the question that his body would have been curled... It's out of the question that his body would have been curled up in a ball like that.
Objection! I'm sorry to disappoint you, but your logic is flawed. He could easily have adopted the fetal position?
Oh, that was the fetal position.
The photo position due to the pain of the shot, which subsequently proved fatal.
Objection! If he felt the pain, how was it instant, you stupid fuck?
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Judge Jigoku, but it's your logic that is flawed.
What?
According to this autopsy report, the victim died instantly. He would have felt no pain, much less have been able to draw himself into that position. Which begs the question of why the victim's body is curled up in that way. Though the answer should be abundantly clear by now.
You're suggesting.
Damn fucking right I am. The inspector's body took on that posture ahead of its arrival on Fresno Street before it was coldly turned out on the floor from the inside of a large travel trunk. No! You're quite right. The shape of the body. It looks exactly as if it had been kept in a confined space. Judge Shikoku, present your trunk for examination. I believe it's very possible that it will contain traces of the victim's blood. Oh? Present my trunk? I refuse! What? On what grounds? Huh? What's your fucking grounds?
I am the Minister of Foreign Affairs from the Empire of Japan. I shouldn't have to put up with this treatment just because of some stripling's baseless accusations.
In other words, Judge Jigoku, there is blood in your trunk.
I decline to answer that. As the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I have privileges that just fuck you.
At this moment, you're not you're not a government minister. You are a witness in a trial in Britain's highest court. I don't care who you are or what your status outside this courtroom might be. You will not withhold information. Nothing is important. Nothing is more important than the truth. Damn, I'm kind of going crazy with his voice acting. Bing, bing, bing.
Order in the court. Well, Mr. Jigoku, what's it to be?
You can't be serious. You did it?
Have you no shame at all, Kazuma Sogi?
What?
Very well, I admit it. I did bring the inspector's body into the country. Inside my trunk, exactly as postulated by the defense.
What?
You... Dear God, outrageous!
So it was you! You admit to
No! I admit to nothing more than what I've said!
Oh.
Of killing the man, I certainly have no recollection. On what earth is that cryptic statement supposed to mean?
I merely disposed of the inspector's body, which was left in my cabin, in order to avoid unwanted attention. As the judicial assistant over there pointed out, I had no chance to throw it into the ocean. So, I decided my only option was to bring it into Britain with me and dispose of it somewhere else.
You can't still deny it. If you didn't do it, then who on earth did kill the man?
As you know, there was one other person in my cabin that night. He had the opportunity. And moreover, he'd already accepted a mission to take the inspector's life.
Oh.
That's right. Who else could it have been? It was you, Kazuma Asogi! You.
See, that's what I'm feeling too.
I never thought you'd stoop to this, Seishiro Jigoku. You've taken the words straight out of my mouth, Prosecutor Kazuma Asogi. You thought by leaving the body in my cabin you could pin the crime on me, did you? Well, the prosecution counsel has already admitted to visiting the witness's cabin on the night in question.
It's like that Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing fingers at each other. Kinda, yeah.
Yes, on an assassination mission, no less. You wouldn't. So, what do you make of that, young stripling? You've heard my testimony now, and that's all I have to say on the matter. I'll admit to nothing more.
I don't believe this.
Counsel for the defense? What is your position now? The court awaits your response to the witness assertion. The assertion on the night in question, the victim's assailant was in fact Mr. Kazuma Asogi.
This isn't the dead end it seems to be. The answer's right in front of me. Comes down to Jigoku or Kazuma. Both of them had the opportunity to kill Gregson. Only one of them did it. I'm just a step away from proving who. Very well. The defense is ready to respond to the assertion put forward by Judge Jigoku. The idea that the victim's murder could have been committed by Prosecutor Asogi is entirely possible, man. Because there's so much evidence that kind of points to him. The revolver might have been Kazuma's, either that or it's just he stole it from Gregson. And the fact that the tip of your sword is in Gregson's trunk. This entirely could be an attempted murder right here. And Karuma has the tip. Hold on, I want to look at it. Karuma's tip does have the... It's broken. It's entirely possible. I have to say it. I have to say it's possible. And I hate it. It's entirely possible. Well, it is possible, my lord.
What? How could you?
Do you think I want to believe it? But the fact is, I can't say with complete certainty what actually happened because I wasn't there.
You disappoint me, Ryunosuke.
If I may, Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps that's why we form opinions based on evidence. There is evidence! There is evidence! There's evidence! Gregson's trunk has the tip of Kazuma's fucking sword! In there! That's true! Proven! Factual! It's there! What? Don't act like I said the wrong thing. I said the right fucking thing here. Fuck you! So true. I did! You fuckers! My lord, the defense would like to present evidence in support of... mean? What do you fucking mean? No, Batman. There is literally the fucking tip of Kazuma's sword, a weapon, a bladed weapon, inside the victim's trunk. How is what the fuck do you mean? That's bullshit. That's actually bullshit.
For you plug on, counsel, feigning ignorance of what just occurred, you must be penalized for a short...
What do you mean? You're full of shit. Fuck this game. Fuck this game. It's entirely possible. Fuck you. That's entirely possible. Also, wait, if I load the autosave, can I get that penalty back? No, not that. If I load the autosave, can I get the penalty? How far back do I go? Because I don't deserve that. That's unfair. Oh, it's literally right when I got it. That's just cruel. That's cruel, game. That's so unfair. What do you mean? Judge Jigoku, let me remind you of something you said only a few minutes ago. You claimed that logical reasoning is the future of the judicial process.
It is, no question.
Well, logical reasoning can prove something here. But, what? Namely, that it would be impossible for prosecutor Sogi to commit the crime. What do you mean? What? No? What? No? What? Yeah? What? Huh? No? What?
What?
What? Huh?
The court will only accept an argument that is supported by compelling evidence. So present what you...
Wait. If you run out of health, it takes you back to a recent point, not necessarily start of the chapter. No need to save scum.
I want to be scum. I am mad. I am so upset that actually... It is possible. That's such bullshit. There is evidence. The fucking trunk that has Karuma's blade. The tip of Karuma. Already confirmed. That's confirmed 100%. It's already confirmed. But no, right? Fuck me. That's bullshit. I'm allowed to be scum because of that.
So, present what you have, counsel. What proof is there that allegedly demonstrates the impossibility of Prosecutor Asogi's involvement?
You know, game, you got fucking me, right? Fucking you tell me how it works. You tell me. If you fucking present this. Okay.
Take that!
And you've lost me immediately. You've lost me.
This itinerary for crew members of the SS Gross, my lord. This is conclusive proof.
An itinerary? How does that prove anything?
Ugh. Judge Jigoku, the moment you acknowledged that you found the victim's body in your cabin, this itinerary suddenly became much more significant. Fucking how?
Crew of the SS Gross the night before the ship arrived in Dover.
I'm over it. That's so frustrating.
What? Why?
I'm just as confused as Jigoku.
On the night in question, as always, a crewman sentry was on guard outside your cabin door. As long as he was there, nobody could have fired a shot inside the cabin.
Absolutely, because it's inconceivable that the guard would have heard it and come to investigate.
So that tells us that the crime must have taken place when the guard was elsewhere.
Oh, I see. Because Kazuma wasn't fucking there. He wasn't there. Okay. He wasn't there at the time. Fucking alright. Fucking stupid, but alright.
That tells us that the crime must have taken place when the guard was elsewhere. And that narrows down to 20 minutes just after 10 o'clock, as indicated on the itinerary.
Yes, I see no flaw in your reasoning so far.
But the crucial point is when the evacuation drill took place, the
steamship had already put to sea from the port of Dunkirk, where Cosima left. Okay, yep, that's fair. Now, clearly, the murder could only have been committed by somebody who was aboard the vessel at the time. But Prosecutor Asogi stated in yesterday's proceedings that I'm a dumbass. I didn't come to Great Britain to take anyone's life, so I left Gregson and disembarked the ship. I spent that night at a boarding house in the town and returned to England the following morning. Which I'm sure the court will agree is conclusive proof that Kazuma Sogi couldn't possibly have carried out the killing. All right, game. I'll give you that. I completely forgot about the whole this happened. Yeah, okay. Like, that happened after Kazuma had already gone up. Fair enough. That's on, yeah. My bad. That's on me. I'm gonna drop it, but...
Hold it! Ugh. No, absolutely not! I don't accept that at all!
What do you mean? Please enlighten me.
The boy's just saying that to exonerate himself. We can't just trust that he really disembarked the vessel. Obviously, after he left my cabin, he hid himself somewhere nearby on the ship. Just waiting for his chance to come back and finish the objection.
Oh, that was me. No, that's out of the question. Isn't it, Kazuma? As the defense rightly recalls, I disembarked the vessel and spent the night in a boarding house in Dunkirk. And, as I said yesterday, I signed my name in the accommodations register book.
All extremely easy to verify, and undeniable proof. No,
There's no escape this time! You can forget that you're a judge or a government minister. It's time you gave the court an honest answer as a common man. I need water. I know what's about to come, and I need to water. All right. You killed Inspector Tobias Gregson and transported his corpse back to Britain. Then, you dumped the body in the room on Fresno Street and made it look as if the murder happened there. That's what really happened, isn't it, Seishiro Jigoku?
It was that damn trial 10 years ago. That's when all this began.
I was gonna break this down.
Looking back now, my fate was decided that day. I was doomed already.
What the fuck?
It's over! My life is over!
Why did fly? Why did fucking fly? Why did the shit start flying? A British assassin to eliminate a professor in Japan. A Japanese assassin to eliminate a detective in Britain. Both assassins will use diplomatic immunity to evade conviction and return safely to their homelands. Oh, that was him reading it.
The assassin exchange request arrived from Britain about 1 year ago. Though it was hardly a request, it was a demand.
And for that, you decided to recruit Mr. Asogi. But things didn't go according to plan. Oh, your chosen assassin never made it to Britain. And you found yourself unable to dispatch a replacement, because I was already on my way to Britain at the time in Kazuma's place.
And that left me with only one option for carrying out my obligation. To eliminate the mark myself, personally. Of course, there's but a single opportunity for me to do that.
The International Forensic Science Symposium, I presume.
That's right. I decided it would be safest to carry out the plan before my arrival in Britain.
So I enlisted the help of my British counterpart. Did I turn down the volume? I did, sorry. I just had to make sure.
My British counterpart. And made arrangements for a pretext that would take the inspector to Dunkirk. To lure the man in, was given a sham mission by the Reaper.
What? The Reaper? But there's only one person who could have done that. The mastermind of the entire operation, the Reaper himself.
Damn it. So, that means that the assassin exchange was... It was all planned by the Reaper!
I'm not at liberty to say anything about my British counterpart. Anyway, the inspector accepted the Reaper's mission and dutifully infiltrated my cabin on the steamship. But it was all a trap designed to lead him to France and his own death.
Oh, how awful.
It was past 9 o'clock when I returned to my cabin from the dining hall that evening. I didn't give him time to attack me. Choked him until he lost consciousness. But there was a guard just outside the door, so I left it at that for the time being. Even the slightest noise might have aroused suspicion, so I bided time, waiting.
For 20 minutes after 10 o'clock.
I had intended to finish him by strangulation, but moments before I had the chance, he suddenly came around and went for me in a reckless move. I'd received the British issue gun 16 years earlier, being a member of the judiciary as a visiting student. I never imagined I'd have to use it for something like that. So the revolver belongs to you, does it?
Then the victim was killed inside your cabin on the SS Gross, which begs the question of why you arranged for his body to be discovered in the room on Fresno Street.
The young judicial assistant over there has already answered that question. There was no way I could take the body up on deck to throw it over the side. That's precisely where all the crewmen were gathered for the evacuation drill. So before the first-class cabin sentries returned, I took the corpse to the refrigeration room.
And then, on arriving in Dover, you concealed the body in your trunk in order to smuggle it past the border police.
I knew I needed to take steps if the police were to be convinced when the body was found in London.
In that case, you must have known. You must have had intimate details of Inspector Gregson's intended schedule.
Yes. My British counterpart sent me everything I needed to know. The inspector was due at Fresno Street at 5 o'clock that afternoon in order to meet the man by the name of Hugh Boone, from whom he would take back his police identification. I decided that the man would be the perfect person to set up as the culprit. So I took a hackney carriage over there with the body still in my trunk.
That must have been just after we took this photograph with you at the hotel then.
Yes, I wasn't expecting a welcoming committee. I was more than a little nervous. On Fresno Street, I spotted a young girl selling little firecrackers. Miss Venus, of course. I conceived of the candle trick there and then. So I donned a simple disguise and approached the girl to buy enough firecrackers to replicate a gunshot. What sort of disguise? For some reason, the inspector had a bright red hairpiece in his own traveling case. So I put that on, although I suspect I drew more attention to myself in that than I would have otherwise.
The hairpiece we found at the scene. Inspector had it ready for the Red-Headed League investigation.
I only arrived at the room at around 4:45, so I quickly placed the body on the floor, moved the notice board, and set up my little candle trick. I arranged it so the firecrackers would go off with a bang around 15 minutes later. So that Mr. Boone, who was due to arrive at 5, would walk straight into a trap? Except, at the last moment, made a careless blunder.
What was that? I imagine it was the bag of fish and chips.
I didn't notice that it had fallen out of his overcoat pocket when I moved the body to the refrigeration room. Put it back into his pocket the following morning, but, well, it seems the warmth of the heated cabin had accelerated the decay of the fish. Anyway, that's everything. All the sordid details of what I did.
Damn. But that's still... So, is that the end?
I've heard enough. We've arrived at the truth about the murder of one of the country's most capable, respected police inspectors. The witness will be tried in the coming days. For a crime of such a vile nature, you can expect the most severe penalty.
An exchange of assassins. What a foolhardy idea.
Mr. Jigoku, one last detail. Who was your counterpart in Britain? Who was the mastermind behind the assassin exchange? Nothing you say now can make matters any worse for you. Just tell us.
Enough! I've already told you that I cannot say.
Even though, as things stand, you may very well never set foot in your homeland again. Dude, you're basically gonna get the death penalty. Like, that's almost guaranteed.
What are you waiting for? Can we get this over with now?
No.
It's finished. All of it. I'm finished.
No, dickhead. Wait. Wait, no. No.
Then, in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I now pronounce the findings of this court.
No, wait, no, what? No, wait, no, wait, no, wait, hold on, no, wait, no, hold on, wait, no, hold on, wait. What? No, fuck you. Fuck you, I wanna know who it is.
This man before us has admitted to the willful murder of Tobias Gregson.
No, fuck you. No. I demand a hold on.
Seishiro Jigoku, it is the opinion of this court that you should be found...
Wait, no, we're not done here. We're not fucking done here.
And I may remind all those present of the strict confidentiality demanded by this court. This closed court.
Wait, no, damn, wait, no, wait, bitch, no, wait, come back here. Get the fuck back here.
Well,
No, motherfucker, we're not done here. We're not fucking done here. We are not done here, bitch. Your ADHD is showing, my anger is showing.
where?
What the fuck is this? We're not done here, bitch.
No. Fuck you.
Moments ago, Mr. Jigoku signed a written confession admitting to the murder of Inspector Gregson and the subsequent conveyance of the body. In short, the defendant's innocence has therefore been established beyond doubt.
I say it with love, I probably have it too. I mean, I assumed it wasn't like a negative thing, but motherfucker, wait, there's so many, no, fuck you, game, I refuse this outcome. The defense refuses this bullshit. I need to know who the fucking who the British counterpart was. Who is British Jigoku? Who was his doppelganger? His variant? His other guy? What the fuck? What? But also, we still haven't talked about the fucking professor. There's got to be way more to this. There's no way this is the end. Oh, wonderful. Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, thank you. Is something wrong? Yeah, damn right something's wrong. Damn fucking right something's wrong. I'm just a little troubled by his silence.
The true identity of the Reaper of the Bailey and this extraordinary assassin exchange. We do remain in the dark about these mysteries. However, insofar as the indictment brought against the defendant in this trial, we have reached a conclusion.
I have every intention of pursuing both mysteries. As a prosecutor, I thought there was going to be more to that, which is why I said it like that.
As you wish. Now for my formal adjudication. I hereby declare the defendant, Baron Van Zykes.
Objection! I knew it. We're not done here. Why am I not surprised?
Why am I surprised?
Bitch.
Prosecution calls for an adjudication to be deferred.
Counsel?
The accused's innocence hasn't been fully established at all. And therefore, it would be wrong to deliver a verdict at this time. That is the prosecution's unwavering position. What?
Nah, I'm with him. But Jigoku has already confessed.
Nevertheless, Beric Van Zykes has committed crimes for which he must be punished.
Well, it would appear you have information that the court needs to hear, Prosecutor Asoki.
Certainly. The murder of Inspector Gregson was actually carried out by Seishiro Jigoku. But it's clear from the witness's testimony that he was coerced into complying with the plot. Into this sick, merciless assassin exchange.
That may be true, but
So what I want to know is who coerced Jigoku? Who was pulling the strings? The victim went to France having been ordered on a mission for the Reaper, only to be murdered. In other words, the mastermind behind the assassin exchange is someone in a position to give such an order. As we've already established, the Reaper himself.
Well, certainly, that would appear to follow.
The prosecution hereby formally accuses the man in the dock, Beric Van Zykes, of being the Reaper of the Bailey.
oh wait, no, I didn't read that last bit. Sorry.
And furthermore, I'm going to prove his guilt beyond all reasonable doubt. What?
We're still going. Holy shit. Hold on, I'm looking at something real quick. Give me a second. Okay.
Order! 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 The Reaper of the Bailey is a long-standing mystery, Counsel. Are you suggesting you have some new information with which to build a case?
Scotland Yard has already investigated Lord Van Zykes very thoroughly in that regard, and they found no evidence whatsoever to substantiate the claim that he is the Reaper.
Perhaps, but circumstances have now changed. What do you mean?
I don't know anymore.
It's already been established that the assassin exchange was negotiated with Jigoku by the Reaper himself, which means we now have a new line of questioning to which to identify definitively the man's identity. That is the prosecution's intention here. I must say I'm surprised by quite how tenaciously you appear to want to besmirch my name. You are guilty of an unforgivable crime, Lord Van Zykes. And I will bring you to justice for it, whatever it takes. That explains Kazuma's silence before. Stop at nothing to finish what Lord Van Zykes unwittingly started 10 years ago.
Fuck it, I've got nothing better to do. Very well. Whilst it's extremely irregular, I will on this occasion grant to the prosecution further opportunity for witness testimony. The defendant will disclose any and all involvement he had with the Reaper and the assassin exchange. Thank you, my lord, for guiding the court so wisely. Don't butter me up, bitch. I hereby declare this court to be in session for a supplementary hearing.
We're going again.
Interesting.
Leg! Pray, turn a blind eye to the discourtesy as I verify that this vile and unremitting accusation hasn't soured the contents of my hallowed chalice. Lord Van Zykes! I first had to suffer the pseudonym of the Reaper 10 years ago now, and ever since that time, I've endured the weight of implied guilt that's gone with it. So I welcome the chance to testify now, and crush those allegations once and for all.
Good. Okay, Briz, I don't know if you're still... I assume you're still in the chat. Without spoiling me, how close am I to the next to-be-continued thing? Is it, like, a good ways away? Or is it, like, in the next 5 minutes? Because I might want to end stream soon. I don't know. It depends on, like, you know... It depends on how close we are to, like, the end and the, like, next to-be-continued or whatever the fuck. Good. Then let justice decide, Lord Van Zykes. The prosecution seeks to begin building its case by calling the accused to the stand as the primary witness, in order that he may answer the accusation brought by the prosecution that he is the Reaper of the Bailey.
And what say the defense?
Fuck it, we ball. Putting the defendant in the witness stand can be extremely dangerous, and Kazuma-sama is so emotional at the moment. He's not thinking logically. You're right that he's not himself, but I knew it would be like this. And I came here today determined to face him through whatever he might raise, as a lawyer and as his friend. Then that's what we must do. The defense has no objection, my lord.
Very well. Defendant, you will take the witness stand and give formal testimony on the subject of your involvement with the Reaper and the assassin exchange.
As you wish, my lord.
God, I hope the next to-be-continued thing is soon.
I've never taken the life of another, nor have I instructed another to kill. I've been investigating the truth behind the Reaper for years, and I was aware of Gregson's involvement. That's the reason why I went to Fresno Street that day, and how I came to discover the body. The point is, no common thread exists between myself, Gregson, and Dr. Wilson.
When did Wilson... Oh, because victim. I'm dumb.
Clearly, therefore, there's no reason to suspect me of being behind the assassin exchange.
Okay.
So you deny all accusations by the prosecution, both that you are the Reaper of the Bailey and that you masterminded the assassin exchange.
I acknowledge that the public at large believe me to be the Reaper. However, that's a fallacy, which I alone am in a position to forswear. Naturally, the prosecutor believes that testimony just given by the accused to be untrue.
Ryunosuke Norohodo,
Yeah?
let me ask you, why are you here? What really brings you to this courtroom?
You, dumbass. Your death. A desire to uncover the truth.
Even if the truth proves your client to be guilty?
Yeah. From all my experiences in this courtroom, I've come to realize something. What do I realize? The truth can't be hidden. Sooner or later, it will come out. Regardless, yeah. So it's always my intention to work with my client in pursuit of the truth.
I want you to remember what you just said. Enough dilatory chatter. Counsel for the defense, proceed to cross-examine the witness.
Yes, my lord! I know exactly what you're thinking, Kazuma. I know you're just waiting to point it out. The contradiction you're convinced lies somewhere within this man's testimony. That I'm convinced doesn't exist. I'll be dead of ass here. I don't think there is a contradiction there. I'll be real. I will be dead of ass. I don't think there is anything. The Reaper and the Assassin exchange. I've never taken the life of another, nor have I... Okay.
Hold it!
So you're not what the general public refer to as the infamous Reaper of the Bailey. Exactly. Don't imagine for a moment that the court will be satisfied with a one-word answer on this. I realize that. If you're intending to comment on every sentence, this could take a while, Kazuma. Didn't you find it disturbing, though, that one by one defendants who'd been acquitted after your unsuccessful prosecution were killed? Let me answer that question by posing another. If one by one defendants would be acquitted after your successful defense were killed, would you find it that disturbing? Or would you find that disturbing? Disturbing? I couldn't possibly say how that would make me feel with a one-word answer like that. Exactly. Well, that's old me. But even though I'm not the Reaper, that doesn't mean I ignored all the hearsay. I've been investigating the truth behind the Reaper for years, and I'm aware of Gregson's involvement. You say for years. How long exactly? Since the very first time the Reaper's influence was felt in this courtroom, 10 years ago now. And your investigations led you somehow to Inspector Gregson, you're saying? I didn't want to believe it. He was a personal acquaintance. We'd work on cases together in the past. Sorry, I'm taking a screenshot of that because it reminds me of something. Personal acquaintance, we'd work on cases together in the past. A friend, even. It felt like a betrayal, but I demanded permission to search his office at the yard without his knowledge. Which is when you found his secret notebook, is it? It's when I first learnt of the location he'd noted only as gross, and the appointment at 5 p.m. on the 31st. Though I didn't know the significance of those details at the time. So now we're at the nub of the matter. As it turns out, the significance for me, personally, was very unfortunate. That's the reason I went to Fresno Street that day to secure the body. But why did you go to that specific location? I thought that if it was the Reaper's headquarters, then by turning up there at 5 o'clock, I would catch whoever was involved red-handed. Sadly, all that was awaiting me was the inspector's corpse. Yes, even though it wasn't designed for you, you walked straight into the trap set by Jigoku. Exactly. Jigoku had intended to implicate Hugh Boone, but unhappily for me, I arrived at the scene first. A ridiculously careless blunder. Moved on to just throwing insults around, I see then, Kazuma. Think what you will, it doesn't change the truth. I'm not seeing any kind of... The point is, no common thread exists between myself, Dr. Gray. I feel like this would be the statement that has, like, anything, right? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, brother. Oh, brother, please tell me it isn't true. I don't know what that accent was, but brother, please, no. I'm gonna do this, and then if the music keeps playing after I do it, I'm immediately going back. No.
Objection!
No!
What is this? An autopsy report? Wait. This is 10 years old. From the autopsy of Lord Clint Van Zykes.
What? My brother's autopsy report.
I'm pleased to see the defense doesn't intend to run from the undeniable truth. I still don't think he killed anyone. I still don't think Zykes is guilty of anything. I still don't think he's guilty of anything. but there is a connection. We can't deny that.
Order in the court! What reason do you have for presenting a 10-year-old autopsy report here, counsel?
The autopsy report of the professor's final victim, is an undeniable link between Inspector Gregson, Dr. Wilson, and the defendant.
Not that accursed name again. The professor.
I personally researched all of the court records relating to that case. I know that at the time, autopsy was considered sacrilegious to the victims' souls. And for a member of the aristocracy, like Lord Clint Van Sykes, it was unthinkable. But someone implored the powers that be to allow the autopsy to go ahead, Inspector Gregson. He declared that he was certain he would obtain conclusive proof from the procedure.
And it was Dr. Wilson who conducted the autopsy. His signature is clearly visible on the document.
As promised by Gregson, the autopsy did indeed produce evidence. Evidence that conclusively proved Genshin Asogi was guilty of the murders. In my brother's dying moments, he mustered all his remaining strength to leave that vital clue behind.
Indeed, that was the key to indicating the professor for his crimes and the conclusive evidence that convicted him. It enabled Lord Van Zykes here to avenge his brother's senseless death with a marvelous victory in court.
A marvelous victory, was it? I wonder if that's really true. What? Oh no. Could the same be said if it turned out that the key piece of evidence in question was in fact fabricated? If the inspector, the coroner, and the prosecutor all colluded together to cast an innocent Japanese man as a mass murderer and send him to his death.
That's outrageous!
And now, 10 years later, for some reason, the secret has been threatened and needs protecting. Which is why the inspector and the coroner had to be silenced, isn't it? By someone in power in Japan and in Britain using the two killers recruited for the assassin exchange.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Order at once!
10 years ago, my father was convicted in this very courtroom as a mass murderer, to be sentenced to death. But it was all a sham, and I swore to myself that I'd prove it, which is why I had to come to Britain. Whatever the cost! Cool. I'm just gonna drink wine if that's okay. You'll have to forgive me if I feel compelled to toast this vengeful Nipponese tenacity of purpose here. However, he who fails to quash his emotions in the courtroom has failed as a lawyer. Come on, Kazuma, you know this won't wash! You're claiming your father was misrepresented in a trial that took place a whole decade ago. You must see that without evidence, there's nothing more than a wild accusation. As it happens, I have evidence.
What?
As the court has heard, I crossed the channel to France with Gregson on the 31st. I went with him on the pretext of being the assassin recruited to kill Seishiro Jigoku. My true intentions were to make the inspector tell me the truth. What truth? The truth about the evidence. And he acknowledged what I'd already deduced. There's a colossally guarded secret about what went on in the autopsy 10 years ago.
What? A secret? I know nothing of any secret.
While we waited for my supposed mark in Jigoku's cabin, I drew my clan's illustrious sword Karuma before the inspector's eyes. He very quickly understood what my true motive was. Oh shit. Right, I see. You're that Asogi's young lad, are you? And what? You're gonna cut me down with that thing, is that it? That will very much depend on the answer you give to my questions. I want to know what really happened 10 years ago. The truth, that's all.
Before we get into it, let me make one thing clear. I still believe your father was the professor. There's no doubt in my mind. Oh no. But unfortunately back then, we didn't have the evidence we needed to make the crime stick. So, you admit it then. The evidence used in my father's trial was fabricated. It was for the good of the country. Anyway, I was just following orders. Orders? What exactly did you do? Speak! I'm not saying another word. Even if your life depends on it. That's right. Even then. So that's when the tip of the sword broke.
Oh, Kazuma-sama.
If the result of Clint Van Zyke's autopsy were fabricated, then the investigating officer Gregson and the lead coroner Wilson must have known about it. They can only have been ordered to prevent the course of justice in that way by one man. The man leading the case for the prosecution, Beric Van Zyke. But he wasn't though. He wasn't always leading the case. That's the thing. He wasn't always the lead on the case. Strongheart was. Van Zyke's only took it up midway through, I believe. Either that or he did that very early on. But he wasn't always the man leading the case. So there is room for error there. What could have happened? What could have happened? It's entirely plausible. What could have happened is Strongheart ordered for this to happen. He ordered Gregson and Wilson to do this. Then, Beric Van Zyke goes to him, begging to avenge his brother. Strongheart sees the opportunity to get this fabrication off of his back and onto another's, so he agrees. Putting all the blame on Beric Van Zyke, while ultimately being Male Strongheart's fault. That's my prediction. In other words, the defendant did have cause to organize this exchange of assassins. Exactly. And as was established earlier, it has to have been the Reaper himself who with Jigoku in Japan to arrange the exchange. I'm not gonna bother. So it follows that the Reaper's true identity can only be that of the man who stands accused in this courtroom today, Beric Van Zyke. I ran out of breath a little bit. No, I don't think he did it. I truly don't think he did it.
Objection!
I had to get water, sorry.
Kazuma Asogi. What? What you've just told the court. Are you absolutely certain of your facts? Did Gregson really fabricate evidence for that trial 10 years ago?
I heard it with my own ears. His shameful admission.
In that case, I know. The name of the Reaper. What?
Lord Van Zyke?
I gave no such orders. I know that for certain. Which narrows down the remaining possibilities to one.
If Lord Van Zyke isn't the one behind all this, then yes, there's only one person who could have done something like that. I know who it is. I called it. I believe I know who it is too.
You?
I just had a feeling this name was going to come up. The truth of the infamous Reaper of the Bailey is Male Strongheart.
Take that!
The only person who could have arranged the assassin exchange and manipulated the autopsy results is the Lord Chief Justice himself, Lord Male Strongheart!
Lord Strongheart?
Yeah, bitch. Aw, shit.
Yes, it's true that 10 years ago, the defendant handled the prosecution of the professor in court. But he only took over the case after his brother, Lord Clint Van Sykes, had been killed. Come for the judge, fuck yeah. This is why we needed British dumb Santa Claus man. That's why we needed him, so that we could have an actually unbiased judge.
God damn it, I knew this would come. God damn it, fuck. Okay, I can only assume that this is the most inappropriate joke in British judicial history.
Well, Lord Van Sykes, what do you say? 10 years ago, I was very new to my profession, but I had a burning desire to avenge my brother's death, so I pleaded for control of the case. The investigation to that point, supplication of the lords to allow my brother's corpse to be examined, all the evidence I was given, the autopsy reports, it all came from you. I've spent my life since then believing I was in your debt for the way you stood aside and let me handle the trial. But I see now. I was very much mistaken. It was a hugely influential force that caused the inspector and the coroner to break the law 10 years ago. And the same force was still felt a decade later on the other side of the world by Seishiro Jigoku. Lord Strongheart! Everything falls into place when we recognize that you are the Reaper of the Bailey! Leg! The court awaits your response, my lord. This may very well go down in British judicial history, but I assure you, this is no joke. Consider this a formal accusal by the defense. Oh, shit.
Doesn't warrant a response.
My dick, it doesn't.
A formal accusal? Don't be absurd. The defense claims are utter nonsense, a wild fantasy at best.
You can't deny that it does kind of line up to a degree. You're not going to defend yourself.
Your claim there was some wrongdoing with Lord Clint Van Sykes' autopsy. That's utterly untrue.
Objection! But I heard it from Gregson's own lips. He admitted to it.
And where was your evidence?
What?
Gregson's dead now. Unless you were thinking of summoning a ghost to the
Wait a couple hundred years, fucker. We'll get there. We'll fucking get there. Just you wait. You mean to say...
I forget how the system works in your little backwater country.
Yeah, Maya! Maya, we need to invent time travel, Maya! Why? Why do we need that? Just do it! Just Maya, just... Hello? I'm really confused! Like, fucking... Like, game 1 Maya. I'm really fucking lost here! I'm so confused!
I forgot how the system works in your little backwater country. But in the courts of British Empire, without evidence, there is no case.
Oh, shitty Angie. I have no intention of entertaining some wild fantasy that can't possibly be substantiated by anyone or anything. Ugh! Oh, this is definitely last stream, I think, of this game. Order! Order in the court! Following Inspector Gregson's murder, and in light of the Dr. Wilson's death as well, there's really no one left who could testify about the events 10 years ago, is there? So that was the real purpose of the assassin exchange.
This court has no business raking over the coals of a case that was concluded a decade ago. The accusal brought by the prosecution and the defense is categorically denied. I take it there are no objections.
Fuck you! Big objection! Suck my defendant dick! Or not defendant, defense dick! Kazuma. He's more or less waited his whole life for this moment. Is there really nothing else we can do now? Is there no other avenue we can go down in pursuit of the truth of what happened 10 years ago? If only there was someone who could testify about Clint Van Sykes' autopsy. There is someone! We know this! Fuck you! He's gone to extraordinary lengths to cover his tracks, even so far as dispatching an assassin all of the way to Japan to ensure Dr. Wilson's silence. And Dr. Scythe won't say anything against Strongheart. But there's still one ray of hope. Objection! Angry, happy. None of them show they're happy, but they're fucking happy, I know it. Actually, there is one person who could still testify about that autopsy.
Don't be ridiculous. There's no one left. I had them all killed. Oops.
Who? Ryunosuke, who? Tell me! Cosma, Please, this trial can't end. Not yet! I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for the truth. Yeah. Sorry, babe, I love you, but not this time. The person the defense would like to call to the stand to testify about the autopsy of Lord Clint Van Zykes is Yujin Mikitoba.
Heaven help us, another Japanese.
An expert in forensic medicine, my lord, Professor Yujin Mikitoba. 16 years ago, he came to London with Seishiro Jigoku and Genshin Isogi as a visiting student.
And what could his testimony possibly tell us?
Professor Mikitoba was the primary assistant during the autopsy in question. He was also the person who actually penned the report.
Incorrect. The autopsy was carried out by the coroner, Dr. Wilson. The report carries his signature.
It was the primary assistant's duty to keep a written record of the coroner's work during the procedure. In actual fact, the coroner merely read over the report at the end and signed it. In other words, Professor Mikitoba witnessed the entire autopsy from start to finish. The defense demands Professor Mikitoba be summoned as a witness as a matter of urgency. Whatever really happened in that autopsy laboratory 10 years ago is something only he can tell us.
The defense's demand is denied.
You fucking manipulating bitch! What? But Professor Mikitoba is in London at this very moment. We could summon him to the stand in minutes.
No, of course he's not gonna agree to it. Strongheart has no intention of summoning anyone who knows. He's too concerned about protecting himself.
Prosecutor Isogi, let me refresh your memory as you seem to have forgotten the prosecution's stance. Only minutes ago, you accused the defendant of being the Reaper and of masterminding the assassin exchange.
I did, yes.
So present your evidence for those claims and make your case complete!
At this time, I don't have the requisite evidence, but that's exactly why we need witness testimony.
The professor case is closed. There are no clues in the distant past that will bolster your argument today. I'm afraid to say, Prosecutor Isogi, that you would appear to be possessed by the spirit of your late homicidal father.
Not yet.
Now, as I stated earlier, this court has already reached a conclusion with respect to the matter at hand. Inspector Gregson was murdered by a Japanese Supreme Court Judge Seishiro Jigoku. As for any hidden circumstances that may exist, they will be investigated in due course by the proper authorities.
Fuck you! But we all know what will happen. That'll just give the mastermind of the whole venture time to cover his tracks again.
By which you mean me?
Well, I didn't say that, bitch. I didn't say that.
Goddamn, again? Again, bitch?
Give me a sec. This is a little ludicrous. We're figuring. Actually, I don't need to put it on that. I don't know why this is just breaking a lot today. Probably because I've been streaming for like 3 hours. Briz, I know I asked this before, but you didn't answer, and you are like the only person I could potentially answer, or I could potentially ask this without spoiling myself. Do you know if the next, like, to be continued thing is coming up here? Or, like, How close are we to the ending or the to be continued thing, whichever comes first? Because if we're like still a ways away, I kind of want to end stream, but if there's like not much time left, or if there's like still a lot of time left in the case, I would rather like end stream and just not sure. Yeah, you got one more stream in you. I do, like from this point right now, because if so, I'm just gonna end it for today. I think this is probably a better ending point than after trial is like an hour away. Okay, and there's no to be continued like in between after trial and now, like where I am in the game right now. Not sure about the TBC. Okay, well, if what we have to go off of is exclusively just that the end of it is an hour away, I think because I'm voicing it, it's going to take longer. So I would say we'll wrap it up here, and I will fucking figure out how to save this. Because right now it's not even showing up on my end, which is not great. But yeah, so we'll wrap up here as I try to make sure this saves. But Jesus Christ, that is a lot of developments. I'm terrified to turn off my PlayStation right now because I don't know where autosave is, or like where it'll put me out. Okay, I'm not gonna bore the stream with this. Is there any, like, are any of my friends live currently? Is anyone live right now? Okay, none of my friends are live, so I am just gonna end stream. Just save where you are, you're good. Yeah, but I can't get it to like pull up. I can't get it to pull up on my capture card or my I'm having a stroke. I can't get it to pull up on my capture card or on my just my screen. So we're just gonna wrap up for today just like this, and I will save afterwards. So yeah. Jesus Christ, a lot happened. A lot fucking happened, but it was fun. I did enjoy that a lot. So yeah, I have one more stream in me for this game, and then I have to figure out what I'm gonna put in my normal rotation. So many of the games I've been like playing regularly on stream are like wrapping up now. We got like, here, let me turn this down a little bit. But like, I finished Scarlet Nexus, and you know, now we're on the last case of Ace Attorney, and I only have like 2 more games in Pajama Sam, which would be funny to make like a regular thing. I could probably do a bunch of I could probably make a bunch of characters. Where did that come from? I could probably make a bunch of streams of like all those like sort of humongous entertainment games like Freddy Fish and Putt Putt and all that. That might be a thing I do. Just make like humongous Wednesday or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But regardless, thank you everyone who came by to this very long stream. I really appreciate it. I have no stream tomorrow because I'm fairly certain tomorrow is when the next JoJo Lands chapter comes out, and I don't want to be annoying on stream because I know that is going to be my personality for the whole day is JoJo Lands. So I don't want to like make anyone hate me, but like. And then Thursday we have Touch Starved again because I want to try doing the other routes. But regardless, thank you everyone who came by. Really appreciate it. It was really fun. I love this game. Van Zykes is still my favorite prosecutor. I love him so much. Actually, a little side tidbit thing before we head out here. I made so one of my friends was making a D&D campaign, and they wanted to have us there. And the character I made, I'm not gonna go into specifics just because I don't want to, but the character I made, my like voice claim for them and the voice I will be doing for them is the Van Zykes voice, because it's just such a fun voice to do. It's just so fun. I don't know why. This is just I really enjoy doing this voice. It's so fun. But yeah. So that was also because I just love Van Zykes as a character. But yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick before we go, because I think it's just a little fun little tidbit. Thank you everyone who came by. I super appreciate it, and I will see you all, or I hope I see some of you tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Thursday, for Touch Starved. Yeah. All right.